Get ready to dive into the unique story of two beautiful sisters, Suna and Seyran, whose lives were marked by the struggle of growing up under an abusive father. On the other side, there's Ferit, a guy known for his carefree attitude, seemingly indifferent to anything except having a good time. The collision of these worlds is about to spin a tale you won't want to miss. In a world full of responsibilities, Ferit is different. He lives his life to parties, fun, and hanging out with women. His grandfather, the head of the family, is not tolerating Ferit anymore and wants to make a man out of him, and the only way to do this is by marriage. He wants him to marry women from Antep and tasks Ifakat with locating such a bride. This news becomes so popular because Korhanlı family is one of the wealthiest families in Istanbul. Ifakat sees Suna and decides that she is the right bride for Korhanlı family. She informs the Korhanlı family and calls Ferit and his parents to Gaziantep in order to ask for Suna's hand in marriage. When Ferit comes to Gaziantep, he wants to wander around for a bit. Out of pure coincidence, Ferit bumps into Seyran without knowing that they are supposed to become brother-in-law and sister-in-law. The two do not get along well at first, and Seyran says that she would never meet him again. Soon after, Korhanlı family goes to Suna's house to ask for her hand in marriage. However, Ferit wants to get married to Seyran instead of Suna. The father Kazim accepts it without thinking about his daughters and without thinking how this would affect his family. The lives of Suna and Seyran turn upside down. Suna is the elder daughter in the family, and if she cannot get married before her younger sister, the conservative people in the city would talk about it negatively. On the other hand, Seyran has no intention to get married because she wants to continue her education. After the wedding, Ferit and Seyran go up to their hotel room. Seyran is scared. She has married a man she doesn't know and is about to spend the night with him. As they enter the hotel room, Ferit and Seyran find a young woman waiting for them. It's Ferit's girlfriend, Pelin. Pelin explains to Seyran that marriage is false and formal. Pelin and Ferit will continue their love affair, and Seyran will only be his wife in front of the family. Seyran is shocked and never expected this. On the other hand, Pelin and Ferit will drink and party all night long. When Seyran wakes up the next morning and steps out of the bathroom, she finds Pelin asleep on the bed and Ferit lying on the floor. Moving closer to Ferit, Seyran realizes that Ferit is not asleep, but unconscious. Panicked, Seyran doesn't know what to do. Eventually, she calls Ferit's driver and friend. He tells her that Ferit is diabetic and needs to be given something sweet. She manages to save his life. This way, Seyran just went through the motions of life. She played her part, making it seem like everything was fine on the family front. But behind the scenes, she and Ferit were arguing a lot about his choice of getting married and the way how he was treating her. She was just another girl in his life, which Ferit didn't care. He kept seeing Pelin and having romantic moments with her. He even brought Pelin to their room several times, which for Seyran was very heartbreaking. After a few nights while Seyran was sleeping, Ferit tried to kiss her. She woke up and hit him. She made it clear that such thing would never happen again. Seyran had feelings for another guy named Yusuf, who suddenly came to the house, questioning why she was married. Worried about being seen, she tried to keep her distance, but Yusuf got a job there to stay close. Yusuf's presence made Ferit jealous. He realized Yusuf was Seyran's boyfriend and told her to stop seeing him if she wanted him to cut ties with Pelin. They agreed, bringing Seyran some happiness until Ferit messed up again. Seyran was really smart, and she had big plans for university since her test scores were high. But things took a turn during a family dinner when Ferit dropped a bombshell. He announced she wouldn't be going to the university because she was pregnant. Seyran was crushed, but Ferit claimed that they had a deal. She was supposed to be a part of his life now and play by his rules. They started spending more time together, and it looked like things were smoothing out a bit. Unfortunately, Ferit kept meeting up with Pelin every chance he got, and that messed things up again. Just when Seyran thought things couldn't get worse, she learned that her father was coercing her sister into marrying an older man. Desperate for a way out, Seyran turned to Ferit for help. She pleaded with tears in her eyes, vowing to do whatever he wished if he would rescue her sister and bring her home. Ferit made an unusual request. He asked Seyran to spend the night with him. Faced with limited options, she agreed. It turns out this was a test, as Ferit explained that he wouldn't be with a woman who didn't love him. Together, they successfully rescued Suna and brought her back to safety. Every now and then they managed to find some balance in their relationship. They share good moments, laughing and teasing each other, and things seemed to be getting better. But it was always Ferit's actions that messed it up every single time. Things took a new turn when some pictures of Ferit and Pelin surfaced in the media. This made both families super curious about what was still cooking between Ferit and that girl. And believe it or not, Ferit's grandpa wasn't pleased. He took things up a notch by hitting him. He was hurt and turned to Pelin for some solace. That's when he dropped a bomb. He told Pelin he's leaving the country. Then, here comes the twist. Pelin contacts Seyran for the first time and gives her the news that Ferit is leaving. Seyran realizes she's losing Ferit, and if she doesn't do something, it's gonna be a forever thing. Seyran somehow makes it to the airport. Just as Ferit's about to board the plane, she stops him and they share this intense kiss. Yeah, you guessed it. Those feelings were bubbling up big time, even if no one was saying it out loud. Next stop, a cozy wooden house for a night. This night was pure magic. They shared these incredible moments that felt like something out of a fairy tale. They both had their moment where they realized their hearts were totally synced, beating just for each other. It was like a movie scene, and they made this brave decision to leave everything behind and start this new chapter together. For a while, things were like a love story, romantic and super intimate. But then here comes the twist. Pelin's mom shows up out of the blue, super determined, and drops a bomb. She wants her daughter to marry Ferit. Talk about drama, right? She told everything to Seyran's mother, how Ferit was playing with Seyran. Seyran was crushed by this whole thing, feeling like she'd been played, suspecting that Ferit was the one who did this, together with Pelin. Arguing with heavy words, Ferit tends to hit her. This was the peak of everything for her, a thing she never saw coming. It was like a blast from the past, bringing up all these tough memories from her childhood, and Ferit was right there, reviving them. It's like her heart just shattered, and she left that house swearing she'd never come back. He stays with his father and tells him that I will work. I have good offers and I will bring a lot of money. Kazim, an evil man who has accepted this, but behind your back ensures another marriage of his daughters to two brothers in a very evil family. Unfortunately for Suna, things were moving very fast and marriage was approaching. Meanwhile, for Seyran, things slowed down because of the divorce that was being prepared. She was forced to meet with Tarik, and this was bothering Ferit. On the night of Suna's wedding, Ferit and his friend decided to rescue the girls and keep them safe, stopping the wedding. They stayed hidden in the mountains for days and no one knew where they were, making the whole family worried. Ferit's brother eventually found them, but he supported their love and visited. Sadly, an accident changed his life, and Ferit was blamed. The family insulted him with harsh words, and there was no peace. They chose to go away from everyone, but on the planned night, Seyran left Ferit. She was threatened from Tarik that if she leaves with Ferit, he'll kill Ferit. Her father and Tarik brought her back to the village where everything started. Her dad and her aunt stayed close, making sure she didn't go out. Then one day, Ferit dressed up as a salesman in the store where they had first met. When Seyran went there to buy something, she spotted Ferit. They had conversation and decided to meet again later. Ferit assured her, saying that he won't leave her there, and promised that the next morning, they would leave together. Seyran agreed this time. The next morning, when they were getting ready to leave, Tarik shows up and blocks their path. He says he won't let their love continue and shoots Ferit. Right at that moment, you can almost sense the world crumbling down around Seyran. The love that had been holding strong through all the challenges takes a sudden heartbreaking turn.